Hello, Reject Nation. I'm Greg Alba.
And I'm John Humphrey.
And I'm Andrew.
Andrew Turpening. He's visiting from Texas. He's a fellow patron member. And I said, sure, come on the channel because you're visiting. Look how good of guys we are.
We're not...
This increases our image.
We're not opportunists at all.
They're stealing my good lookness.
Dude,
you guys
channel
get so many more views now.
All you gotta do is like sing us a theme song and then we'll be on.
That's the next step, you know. We have a lot of hot girls. Now we gotta bring on hot guys. You're the next evolution of that. We'll get a bigger female demographic now. Yeah, phase 2 of the Real Rejects. A lot of people are talking about this on Instagram and Twitter. People are like really flipping out about the first photos that have been released of Josh Brolin as Cable and Deadpool 2. Have you guys seen the photos yet?
No, I've seen one photo.
I've actually seen none photos.
I know he has a teddy bear on his belt.
Well, here's the variety photos right here. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, I got one full photo where he's saying, shh.
That's actually... That looks pretty good.
That looks really accurate to how Cable looks. I haven't taken in depth. Whoa! I didn't see this one yet.
Whoa!
I
saw, yeah.
With the giant gun, the teddy bear.
Yeah.
Damn, that looks straight out of the
arm
comics.
Looks pretty legit too.
Your premium Cable. Thanks, Ryan Reynolds.
I'm not really here to do like a lot of commentary on specifically the photos, but after seeing Josh Brolin in this and knowing who Josh Brolin is as such a serious actor, yeah, he's done some comedies. He was Tommy Lee Jones in Men in Black 3. And we watched the video so we could have more information and backstory on who Cable actually is. And it got me thinking, is this Deadpool movie gonna actually try to link to the X-Men universe a little more specifically this time around? In the Deadpool post-credit scene, he did tease that like Cable will probably be the villain in the next one. I was watching the Screen Junkies video where they had Tim Miller come on to do the Deadpool honest trailer commentary, and even Tim Miller was admitting like, the villain was weak in the Deadpool movie. So I'm like, yeah, they want to give a better villain for Deadpool 2. But Cable is such an essential part of the X-Men universe.
Oh yeah.
From the information we gathered, he is the son of Scott Summers, hence his name Nathan Summers. He's a time traveler and he has like telekinetic powers. He has specific vendettas with like Apocalypse. I know they have like connection to the X-Men universe. Deadpool comes from there. In terms of the movies. So I'm wondering, like, for this specific one, are they going to try to expand upon their universe? Because the X-Men universe, not doing so great, but their solo movies have been awesome. You know, Logan was great. Deadpool was great. Apocalypse, not so great.
X-Men Origins, great.
Yeah, you know, yeah. That's just my curiosity on the subject here, because this looks like raw and gritty, you know? Like, I don't feel like Deadpool 2 when I see this image. I feel a raw and gritty film when I see that.
I think of Ninja from Deanne Towards Dad.
Interesting.
That's exactly who he looks like to me. He looks badass, and yeah, especially like seeing some of the footage both from the cartoons and then seeing some of the images from the comic books and stuff. Like, it looks like a good... I was on the Stephen Lang team originally, but this, I mean, he looks like he's in full-on Cable mode, and I'm excited to see it. You know, I'm not even distracted at the moment that he's also going to be Thanos, and, you know, he's just going to be a villain in every universe now, practically.
I don't find it distracting at all that he's Thanos. Thanos is so covered up in makeup. I didn't even know till, like, 5 movies in that I was like, oh, Josh Brolin's Thanos? Like, I had no idea that he was Thanos until...
Oh, see, the first time I saw him, I was like, is that Josh Brolin?
Really? I didn't think
connect it at all. Yeah, it took me a little while.
I don't know what they want to do, obviously, but it seems like this is a character that they could kind of put back and forth between the Deadpool universe and the X-Men universe if they wanted to.
Yeah, and it can be like good or evil.
Yeah,
because of his X-Men ties, and with Deadpool now going up.
I watched the X-Men show, and then when I was watching this video that was covering some footage from it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember watching Cable on the show. And Josh Brolin is a perfect casting choice for it. I mean, if you just look at him right here, that's more accurate than when you see the X-Men characters dressed up. The X-Men there, you know,
their actual uniform.
Yeah, exactly. Deadpool costume is very accurate, and this costume is very accurate to who Cable is.
Nah, go back and watch X-Men United, man.
Yeah,
top-notch costume.
And you know, the Cable character is a very serious character, and this is a raw image of Cable. This is like a grimy looking Cable.
Yeah, he looks like a dude I never want to mess with.
Yeah, you don't want to talk back to him or even run across with him.
And then the director of this is someone he's one of the co-directors of John Wick. So I'm thinking, are they going to make Deadpool a little more on the serious side this time around? Are they going to make it more of an action-heavy, serious thing? Because it's hard for me to imagine Cable being a funny character.
He could be the serious part of Deadpool's funniness.
Yeah,
they can contrast each other like that.
He could be kind of a good foil and something to kind of you know, change the tone a little bit. You know, add a bit more of a serious or a gritty streak, because you should always evolve your tone a little bit when you're doing a sequel. Anyway.
Well, this is the first one. I mean, it barely had like, I think in the first half of Deadpool, when you're doing like Wade Wilson's origin, that's when it takes time to be a little more serious. But whenever he's Deadpool, it's just goofy, and we're past the Wade Wilson origin part now. I don't feel like we would have any serious Deadpool moments. So maybe that would be a cool balance, to have an actual kick-ass, cool, menacing villain, and then you have Deadpool with his meta humor.
I really like the kind of like realism they're trying to go with it. Like,
yeah,
they're
exactly.
not going too overboard with the cybernetic and stuff. So it looks like a legit person was just like turned into a
this looks like practical effects.
Yeah.
Yeah, this just looks like a dude who's been through a bunch and has been rebuilt a couple times.
And considering too that he's the son of Scott Summers and
the clone of Jean Grey.
Yeah, because that's a very specific connection to the X-Men world. So now I'm thinking maybe they're gonna start tying this in a little more. Like, are they gonna try to rebrand the X-Men universe and then have Deadpool's world be more inclusive in it too? Especially since considering Deadpool is the highest grossing one out of all the X-Men movies. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is crazy.
The R-rated comedy action film. Yeah.
I didn't realize it was. Is it the highest?
It's the highest. Yeah, it's the highest grossing movie.
I feel like at this point the X-Men franchise does kind of need to keep, you know, evolving and adding new elements. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're gonna start taking cues from Deadpool.
Because I feel like sorry, you go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, they already sort of did with Logan. With like the R-ratedness already, the blood, the gore.
When you say Logan, I felt like the X-Men franchise was depending on Logan for so much of it. The Logan character, Hugh Jackman, and now that he's not there, I'm wondering, are they going to start depending on Deadpool now?
Ooh,
especially because you got Cable here. I don't know, man.
I don't know if you can depend on Deadpool for X-Men overall,
but you don't know movie studios. Movie studios make decisions.
and while the X-Men have a decent track record, you know, moving forward, especially with all these changes, especially now with no more Hugh Jackman, I am very curious to see what will become, especially of the next X-Men movie outright.
Yeah,
you know?
Especially with his daughter as well. What happened
X-23.
X-23.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Cable is included in the X-Force as well. He's not part of the X-Force, but he is someone who.
He's there.
Yeah, he's there. Yeah, he's there. All right, guys, what are your thoughts on how Cable looks? I think it looks very accurate to the way the comics look. Like, maybe he's not as bright, but that's a gritty photo right there. You can subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. Dad John Humphrey on Twitter and Instagram. Andrew Turpinning is at TurpSmith on Instagram. Go stalk his photos. He's one sexy mother effer. And check out our Patreon, which is a great website that you know what I'm trying to say. Go there.